Hello, everyone. My name is Roy Ferretes, and I am the Work Study Coordinator here at the University of Texas at Arlington in the Career Development Center, and I am part of the Student Employment team. And thank you for joining us today. Today, we will talk about what student employment is here at the University of Texas at Arlington. So during this presentation, we will cover student employment, handshake, we'll go over some resumes, what is work study, some tips and tricks to help you land a position here on campus, and resources, as well as our contact information. So student employment is a department here at the University of Texas at Arlington, and the goal is to help students have a meaningful experience. And this meaningful experience is created by students finding positions on campus or approved off campus work study partners through Handshake. We provide you with the necessary resources to practice your interview skills. So, for example, if you need help with your interview skills, you can come here to the Career Development Center. You can do a drop-in appointment Monday through Friday, 12 to 3:45 p.m. Or you can also use Handshake to schedule an appointment here in the Career Development Center as well. We can also refer you to various resources here in the Career Development Center, as well as the university as a whole, as well as helping you navigate and answer any questions you may have about student employment. So, what are some of the benefits of working here on campus or approved off campus work study positions? Student employment allows you to earn extra income while you're studying. This can help offset the cost of tuition and living expenses, reducing your financial burden and allowing you to focus more on your studies. It provides you with valuable work experience that can help you stand out in your future employment. Student employment can help you develop essential professional skills such as time management, communication, and teamwork. These skills are highly valued by employers and can give you a competitive edge in the job market. You can learn important soft skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration and teamwork, as well as expanding your network. By expanding your network, we encourage all students to meet as many people as you can, attend social events here on campus, uh, create a LinkedIn profile, get to know your professors and classmates, get involved with various student organizations here on campus, as well as volunteering. All of this will help build your resume to allow you to develop your skills as well. Also, if you are a student employee, you are eligible to win a scholarship through the Career Development Center. And those on the screen that you see, those are some past student employment winners. So, positions. Positions vary from all over campus in every single department. um, Anywhere from tutoring to marketing, whatever it may be. The roles can be anywhere from an administrative assistant to a graphic designer, but the positions are always posted year round. Departments are always looking to hire, so actively check your Handshake account to see what positions are available. And of course, as student employees, you can work no more than 19 hours a week. And the reason being is to allow you to focus on your academics. One of the benefits also of working on campus or off with an off-campus work study partner is you will never be asked to skip class because you are students first and foremost. Now, non-graduating students who are graduating in the fall semester may work the winter break up to 40 hours. Now, work study. What is work study? Work study is a federally funded program that the Office of Financial Aid reviews, distributes, and awards once students complete their FAFSA or TASFA. Um, You are not required to have work study to work on campus. Many departments are looking for work study students and non-work study students as well. And both of those positions can be found on Handshake. However, please be aware that in order for you to officially have your work study, you have to go into your MyMath and you have to accept it in your financial aid section in your MyMath. Once you do that, your Handshake account will be updated to reflect that you officially have WorkStudy. If you do not accept the WorkStudy award in your MyMath, then you have only been offered WorkStudy. But again, once you select accept, then at that point you officially have WorkStudy. Also, please be aware that international students, unfortunately, do not qualify for WorkStudy. And as a WorkStudy student, you can only work 19 hours a week max. So please be aware of that as well. If you do not know if you have WorkStudy, or if you do not see the WorkStudy award in your MyMath, or have any WorkStudy specific questions in terms of award, then at that point, your best your best point of contact would be the Office of Financial Aid at fao@uta.edu for any further assistance. Now, who is eligible for WorkStudy? As mentioned earlier, you have to complete your FAFSA or TASFA annually. So, of course, always get that done in a timely fashion. Once that application is completed as an undergraduate student, you are automatically considered for WorkStudy. If you are a graduate student, you will have to apply for WorkStudy directly through the Office of Financial Aid. From there, the Office of Financial Aid awards and distributes WorkStudy. Again, the Career Development Center does not. Then you must make a satisfactory academic progress, as well as you must be enrolled in at least 6 credit hours here at the University of Texas at Arlington. So part-time status. Also, please be aware that if you do drop below 6 credit hours, more than likely you will lose your WorkStudy award. But if that does happen, highly recommend you speak to the Office of Financial Aid as well as your supervisor. Now, international students who are UTA student employees, this can be a bit of a process. So the way this process works is international students must request through the Office of International Education. They must request their education letter for to obtain a social security number. So the way that's done is students will fill out the Office of International Education e-form through Global Maths, and this is once you have been offered a position. From there, that e-form through Global Maths is used to verify your status here in the United States. Then the Office of International Education will email the letter to you once you requested it. That letter, you have to collect your supervisor's signatures. From there, with that letter and any other documents you may need, you can take it to the closest Social Security Administration office that is most convenient for you. During this point in time, if you have any questions, your best point of contact would be the Office of International Education. They oversee this process and they are experts in this area. So again, they would be your best point of contact. Now, as an international student, even if you don't have your social security number, but you still have been offered a position and you're in the process of obtaining a social security number, you can still work before you get that social security number. However, you should be aware that you will not get paid or have a UTA student employment email until you get that social security number. During this time, many supervisors have their students use their student email accounts until then, as well as many supervisors have the students use a paper time card to track their time in and out of the office. Now, once you do get your social security number, you will receive that back pay. Um, so you will get paid for the time you're working. So again, this process is just when you have been offered and you have accepted a position here at the University of Texas at Arlington as a student employee. Also, please be aware, international students are limited to working only 19 hours per week during the fall semester and spring semester. However, you may also work up to 40 hours per week during the academic breaks, uh, and during the winter break and summer break. But that would be a conversation for you to have with your supervisor as well. Now, Handshake. What is Handshake? Your Handshake account will be approved once you have successfully enrolled into the fall 2024 semester. Um, then from there, that process can take anywhere from 5 to 7 business days to create your account. If you're having trouble accessing Handshake or having trouble with your account, then you can contact us at careers@uta.edu. Now, um, Handshake, as I mentioned, it is a place where you can find what employers are going to be on campus, what employers are tabling in what different buildings. You can use Handshake to schedule appointments with one of our staff members here in the Career Development Center. It's a great way for employers to find out who you are, which is why we recommend you're setting your Handshake account to public. That way, employers have the ability to reach out to you and contact you. Adding a professional headshot photo, highly recommended. You can also come here to the Career Development Center and you can get a headshot taken, 100% free. Again, that's here in the Career Development Center. When you're entering the information for your Handshake account, please make sure you add your school year, your major, your GPA, anything you would want the employers to know. You can also add your work authorization. You can also add your copy of your resume. For those of you who have work study, you can upload your work study eligibility form here as well. Um, and of course, try to complete all the information you can to the best of your abilities. And of course, if you need help with any of this, you're more than welcome to come here to the Career Development Center for assistance. Now, your resume. Um, your resume is super important. Make sure all the information is relevant. For example, if you're classified as a junior here at the University of Texas at Arlington, there's no need for you to have your high school information. However, if you're a first semester freshman, it's understandable why you would have your high school information, especially if you don't have a lot of experience. Um, then you can list your coursework, especially if it's relevant for the position you're applying in. Right, for graphic design, you can list the courses you've taken, as well as highly encourage all students to be active through volunteer groups, organizations here at the university, because at that point, you then have the ability to list it on your resume. So as you can see on the screen, this particular student listed their volunteer experience. They listed the organizations they're a part of here at UTA. Um, you can list any awards as well. You can add a copy of your class schedule, as you see on the screen. The time you're in class, for example. Um, but typically, for your class schedule, most departments, off-campus work study employers will ask you to submit just a regular copy. Um, so please be aware. Remove all photos, as you see on the screen, right? It's very professional. And of course, if you need help with your resume, you're more than welcome to come here for a drop-in appointment Monday through Friday, 12 to 3:45 p.m., as well as using Handshake to set an appointment with one of our staff members to talk about your resume as well. Now, tips for landing a position here on campus. Set your notifications on Handshake for positions. That way you'll get notified um, of any position that you may be interested in as well. Apply to jobs early and often. Unfortunately, I know it can be difficult at times, but it does take time for departments to reach out. On Handshake, one job post can have anywhere from one job post in about 24 to 48 hours can have over 200 students apply. So it does take time, unfortunately. So please be patient. Um, follow the directions um, on the job description. So, for example, if the job description says, please provide a cover letter, and you only submit your resume, well, that shows that you're not very detailed oriented and that you can't follow instructions. So, more than likely, you would not receive a call. Um, so please, please, please read that job description and, of course, customize your resume. Don't just send the same resume to every single department. Customize your resume to connect the dots, so to speak, that you do have the skills, you do have the ability to do that particular position. Um, and based on your previous experience, whether it's a student organization, a class project. So keep that in mind, as well as many departments, off-campus work study employers understand that you don't have a lot of experience because you are a college student. But of course, the more experience you have in terms of student organization, positions, high GPA, being active in class, all of that, of course, adds to your resume. As mentioned earlier, make your Handshake account public. That way, the employers know who you are and they can reach out to you as well. Networking with your friends, faculty, and staff. As I mentioned, be active on campus. It's a great way to build your resume. Practice your interview skills. Again, you can come to us here in the Career Development Center if you need assistance with preparing for an interview. On Handshake, you will be notified via email saying, "Hey, your application's under review." That does not mean that you're being called in for an interview. What that means is just the department is reviewing applications. You will receive a phone call or you will receive an email asking you to come in for an interview. Um, Also, work study students, um, you have the ability to apply for work study positions and non-work study positions on Handshake. Because on Handshake, only work study students can apply for work study positions. Practice your interviews. Can't emphasize this enough. Here in the Career Development Center, we do various events, various workshops about how to prepare for an interview, some ideas and practices that you can follow. Again, you can come to us and we can have a conversation one on one, and we're happy to assist, as well as practice some commonly asked questions. Tell us why you're interested in this position. Tell us about yourself. Why should we give you this job? So, again, practice, practice, practice. Now, let's just say you have an amazing resume, you found a position on Handshake, you submitted your application and all necessary documents. You got called in for an interview, and then the department wants to hire you. What's next? So, please be sure that your hours do not conflict with your class schedule. So, when you are talking to the supervisor for this position, let them know when you will be in class and let them know your availability as well. Because departments and employers, especially off campus work study employers, are not allowed to schedule you to work during class because they know that you are students first and foremost. As well as make sure you're in appropriate work attire. Right, follow the dress code. No sneakers, no flip flops. Closed toe shoes are preferred unless otherwise told by the department. Um, and then review the checklist. It can be a lot sometimes. You're gonna receive a lot of documents. Just make sure you read them, take notes on them, and of course, ask questions to your supervisor and to the department, to the team. Discuss your start date. Um, you will receive an email for you to complete a background check, as well as you will receive an email for an offer letter. Super, super important that you check your emails regularly because if you don't complete your background check, then unfortunately you won't be able to start the position. If you did receive the offer letter, but you never signed the offer letter and sent it back, then technically um, you are not employed at that time. So again, review the offer letter, sign the offer letter, and send the offer letter back, and start talking about your start date or when you can come in for the onboarding. International students, during this process, make sure you're speaking to the Office of International Education to know what the next steps are in obtaining your new I-20. Now, frequently asked questions. Will I receive a call for an interview upon application evaluation on Handshake, as mentioned earlier? You're either going to receive a call saying come in for an interview or an email saying come in for an interview. If you don't receive those two, unfortunately, you have not been selected to come in for an interview yet. If you see an email saying, hey, your application is under review in Handshake, then at that point, it's just a waiting game. How do I get paid? Direct deposit or paper check, however you want to do it, and that's a conversation between you and the supervisor. Can I work multiple student employment jobs? Yes. So as a work study student, you can work two work study positions. However, between both those positions, you can work no more than 19 hours a week. Work study students, you can work one non-work study position and one work study position. However, you can still work no more than 19 hours a week. International students, same for you as well. You can work two positions, just no more than 19 hours a week max. And that leads into that last question. How many hours a week can I work? Um, Work study students, you can only work 19 hours a week. International students during the fall and spring, you can only work 19 hours a week. Of course, winter and summer are different, but you would have to speak to your supervisor. Um, Other students, we recommend that you work no more than 19 hours a week, simply being because you are students first and foremost. Now, some of the services we offer here in the Career Development Center that are 100% free to you as students and, fun fact, as UTA alumni. Career drop-ins, as I mentioned throughout this presentation, you can come here to our department Monday through Friday, 12 to 3:45 for 15 minutes. You can get help how to network, help with your interviews, job search strategies, resume and cover letter help. Um, we can also practice your interview skills with us during a drop-in appointment, or you can use Handshake to schedule that meeting. Um, Skill and evaluation assessment, that's just having a conversation about some of the skills you have and how you can show that on your resume and during the interview process. As I mentioned, appointments are available through Handshake. We also offer something called PSA, our Professional Skills Academy, and that's just basically a course for about a couple weeks for you to go more in depth in terms of some of these conversations that we're having here in this workshop. Again, all of these services are free. If you have any questions about Handshake, we can assist you with that here in the department. The Student Employment and Internship Fairs. The Career Development Center is responsible for hosting two job fairs every semester. In the beginning of the semester, it's our Student Employment Job Fair, and that is a great opportunity for you to find a position on campus. As well as if you are a work study student, that is a great opportunity to find an off-campus work study position as well. Um, Typically, every all of our departments, all of our employers at the Student Employment Job Fair leave with students that they are interested in hiring. It's extremely popular event, so highly recommend you come as well. Then, at a later point in the semester, we will have the All Majors and Internship Job Fair. That job fair, we have on average over 100 employers who are actively looking for UTA students, and that is a great opportunity for you to potentially line up an internship um, as well as obtain a position post graduation as well. So, highly recommend you come to these job fairs. It's a great way to find positions. Then we have the MAV Micros through Parker Dewey. Uh, Similar to PSA, but it's more focused on, say, a micro internship. You'll be required to put in an X number of anywhere from 20 to 40 hours a week for about 2 to 4 weeks. And it's basically a micro internship. We also have internship workshops and panels. And again, you can see when those events are going to take place through Handshake. And through Handshake, again, you can see what employers are coming to campus. We also have InterStride. This is an internship program created by international students for international students. So if you are looking for an internship and you are an international student, this is a great way to start. Of course, the Career Development Center oversees student employment. So if you ever have any questions about student employment, you're more than welcome to contact us. Um, we also have Prepare for the Fair. So as I mentioned, right, the job fairs are extremely big, a lot of student interaction and engagement. Uh, Leading up to those events, the Career Development Center will host various events to help students prepare for the fair, such as resume reviews, where you can come to an event and employers will actually help you and offer you tips in terms of your resume. Then we also offer Mav Mentors. Mav Mentors is for students, and you will get paired with a staff member, faculty member, or a UTA alumni to basically just offer you mentorship and guidance during your time here at UTA. Uh, Next, we have our Student Employment Job Fair that will take place Thursday, August 22nd from 12 to 3 p.m. in the Blue Bonnet Ballroom here in the University Center. You're not required to RSVP. It is optional, but you can just show up and walk in for the job fair. This is open to all students. As I mentioned, this is a great way to find an on-campus position, as well as if you are a work study student, this is a great way to find a work study position on and off campus as well. But of course, this event is open to all students. Then, of course, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact us here in the Career Development Center. You can send us an email at studentemployment@uta.edu, or you can email us at offcampusworkstudy@uta.edu. And that is the end of this presentation. I want to thank y'all for the time and joining me today, and good luck in this semester.